Welcome along everyone. uh, this is a wee piece I'm making for my competition for my local club, and it's to be a piece of jewellery. So I'm making a wee bracelet, and this is a piece of spelt the Beech. I'm making it from. As you can see, I'm just bringing it down to the round, and then we'll start uh, working out what we're going to do with it. So I've got the bead and parting tool here. I'm just going to put a tenon on one side of it, and we can get it in the chuck. We now have it in the chuck, so we'll start and like hollow the center out. Bracelets are a hard thing to get right because every uh, arm is different in size and hand, and no matter where you look to see what the size you go with, uh, you never get it right. So I just came up with the size on my own hand. If I can get it over my knuckles and onto my wrist, that'll do that size. You don't want to make it too small or somebody won't be able to wear it if you're making a bracelet. I've made a couple in the past and they've been okay. So here we're hollowing this out. Just measuring it here. I want to put two uh, beads onto the piece, one on either side, and that'll leave the middle section for a bit of decorating, a bit of texturing, and a bit of colour. I'm going to apply to this. I'll just trim that end up before I start my bead. And the overall size of this piece is 2 inches wide. So now I mark the position where I'm going to put my bead. I'll draw 2 lines around that just to give you an idea of where we're working to on both sides. So just marking the 2 lines with the skew chisel. Uh, the middle part will have to take some timber away from it. Okay, I'm just marking that there to show you we're going to be removing some timber for that from the middle, and then we'll do a wee bit of carving on it. I'm just using the beetle and parting tool here to remove some of the timber. You don't want to go too deep because remember we've hollowed the inside of this out, and you don't want to make it weak in the middle because you're going to be pulling it on and off over your hand to put the bracelet on, so you want it to be sturdy. If you take too much timber away, it could break. Just enough to let me get a wee bit of texture done to it. So I've got the wee carving chisel here, and you can see here I'm working away like a beaver. Giving it there's no really pattern to this. It's just dig the chisel in and take wee strips of the wood away. It'll all won't matter anyway because we're going to color this, and it's just to give it a wee bit of definition in the middle. You know, I didn't want to just put color onto it. I just wanted to have this wee bit of texture. So when I put the color on it, it will shimmer a wee bit. I'm going to use the chameleon flakes on this, so we'll get a wee bit of color and shimmer from the different colors on it. So I'm just going over here again. Any spaces that need a wee bit more attention to, and just guiding the chisel over them to so there's no blank spots on it. So there we have finished that, and we're gonna get my wee brush on here to take all the fuzzy bits off it, and that'll leave it ready for painting. So I'm not going to paint the outside with the two rings or the two beads are going to be. I'm just going to concentrate in the middle bit. So you still see the natural wood on either end plus the inside. So we're using black gesso for the middle. I like using the black gesso because it covers well, and it does dry quick. So really here, there's no technique in it. Just slap it on and get it covered. I'm not worried if I go over onto the two ends here because we can clean that up when we form the bead. Just making sure you get the side where you've cut the recess into, so that wants to be coloured too. So it's been a couple of weeks from I entered this in the competition, and sadly to say, I didn't get a place. uh, it's not about winning. It's about taking part in your club's competitions because it gets you into your workshop uh, to take part, and that's what it's about, taking part. So we're just rounding over the edges of this to form a wee bead. And you can see the over painting on the edges that's cleaned up. Now I've just rolled over those beads on both ends. It's a hard one to make a competition piece for when it's a piece of jewellery. Uh, there are some nice pieces there, and you know, people have spent a bit of time on making them, and I was really blown away with some of them on show. And here we have some size for the chameleon flake, so we're just gonna paint this onto it, and this will take the flakes when we apply them. You apply this through your over your black coat, and this paint on white, and when it's ready for to use, it goes clear. So you can see it's white when I put it on, and as it dries out, it goes a wee bit clear, and it's really when you can apply the flakes to it. Again, no need to be we're cautious with it. Just slap it on, and so it all dries out at the one piece. Uh, and again, we can tidy up the sides after we get the flakes and all on. Making sure I get up the sides, both sides. So that's me right round. So we'll let that dry for a few minutes. Doesn't take long. So here we are applying the chameleon flakes. These are a green and purpley bluey color. Uh, whatever way the light shines on them. It's hard to see on the camera here as I am applying them, but uh, there is about three colors there that when the light shimmers on it, you can see now it's spinning the green. So there is a purple, and there's a bit of blue in it as well as the green. So we're just sanding the ends here to take any overspill from the size and any wee flakes stuck to it. This is a wee piece of leather, 2 mil thick. I'm just going to put it around the edge here, just to separate it from the edge. So I'm just making a wee slight cut into the side here to allow the leather beading just to form in. And it tidies it up as well, it just tidies the end up. as it runs into the wood, so you don't see that transition from the color and paint into the wood. You've got this nice black leather strip uh, around it. So I give it a coat of lacquer there just to hold uh, the chameleon flakes in place while I'm putting the adhesive on for the bead, my leather strips. This is a fabric uh, adhesive, uh, and it works quite well. That's one side done. So there's not a lot to it. You just put a wee bead round it and then stick the piece on. I'm having a problem with my tube here. It sort of went from being a nice full tube to halfway up it, and I haven't used it. Uh, I've only used it once before, and I didn't really use an awful lot of it, you know. So there must be a big pocket of air in it when they make it. So there we have our leather beading on the two ends and our collar. Now we'll go back to the middle. So we'll just continue hollowing this out. And just be a bit cautious when you come to the end. You don't want to break through. You want to turn this round and come at it from the other side. You just don't go straight through on it. So you see there, I've just sanded that and on that side, and now I'm going to turn it around. So I made a jam chuck for it to go on to sit on. Uh, it wasn't a great piece of beech to start with because it you can see the underside here of that side. Now it's turned round. It was a wee bit bulky in parts, so it's a great candidate for making a wee bracelet out of. And depending on what timber you use, you know, you can make a nice bracelet out of some nice woods, you know. So we're just using the tailstock to give me a wee bit of support here while I took most of the timber away. Now we're breaking through, and it's just a matter of taking your time and let the chisel do the work. No need to force it because this is quite soft, and you just want to marry both ends up together so it's the same diameter and the inside. Sorry about the wee light. It sort of have blinded you, but I need to see where the other side ended and to get a nice straight cut on it. The thing you don't want to have is one end sloping in and the other end sloping the opposite way. You want a nice straight transition right through the piece. I think one of the things that let my piece down was finishing on the inside. Uh, on the day, the demonstrator judging the competition, did say that it was down to uh, finish on the inside. So there must have been a couple of wee lines or standing lines that I didn't notice. But it's it doesn't mean nothing to me. It's all about taking part. And if we happen to get a place and uh, all all's good, you know, it's not the end of the world. As I said at the start, it's all about taking part. Uh, I believe next month's competition is for a cake stand, and we've the more advanced of of us have to make a two-tier cake stand, while the beginners are making a one-tier cake stand. So I'm just going to quick coat of lacquer right over the whole lot. This will help keep the chameleon flakes in place. Doing this will sort of dull the effect from the shimmer of the chameleon flakes, but you can still see it. I'm just shining the light on it here as it spins to show you the colour. So you can only see green at the minute, but there is two other colours you can see, and that's just drying at the minute. I'm just testing to see if it's dry on the inside. uh, uh, so there's not much really to do around, just let it dry. When it dries, I can give it the inside an RV sand, but saying that, I mustn't have went too far with the sanding on the inside, because it wasn't mentioned about the lack of finish on the inside of it. So here's a couple of photographs of the piece. You can see the purple here, and I just let you see. It looks alright to me. You can see the purple and the green now, and a hint of blue in it, just whatever way the light hits it. So that was my competition push for the month of April, and thank you for watching, everyone.